So here's the basketball court, and this just represents the price. So very close to the hoop is free. As you come out, the price gets higher to like $10 here. Further out, maybe $50, $150. Then the 3-point line would be like $300, and you might have like $2,000 at half court over here. This also represents more or less the relationship required to get someone over the line. So you're going to need a greater relationship as you go further out. One thing to keep in mind is where people are coming from and how hot they likely are. So if they're coming from your short form content, the relationship is typically going to be quite small, so they're going to be cold. You can say they're coming off the bench, like in basketball. Whilst if you've got people coming from other places like YouTube long form content, they're going to be warmer. You've got a newsletter, they're getting hopefully value from you on a regular basis. You've got a community, so if it's an absolute thriving community, that would be way out in front of my opinion than a newsletter, as they're getting like one-to-one value off you, and then they're also getting value from other people in the group. They should be interconnecting with people, and every member that comes in, that should just add to the value of the group. Okay, say they are coming from your short form content, so the relationship typically is quite small. We start off with the freer low ticket items. You should be able to get these if the messaging is right, if you're speaking to a problem that they have and your ebook or whatever the offer is solving that. You should be able to get $10, $30 price range in good numbers without having to build the relationship further. Once we get to a particular point, this is where you're going to have to build that pain and the confidence. Yeah, so we were finding the lower price range, we could fully automate this process without asking the person any question, getting them to a sales call, having them look through a sales page with good copy, etc. Once you get, we've got a lot of data ourselves, is $75. So once we got to the $75 after the $10 mark, we put a lot of people through the funnel for Justin's school page for $75. Yeah, and it became apparent that fully automated just was not working. So we handed it over to guys in DMs. So the email had already been collected in the flow, then it gets handed over to DMs. It was asking about their pre-season, what their pre-season goals are, where they are now, where they want to get to, and then also what's at stake if they don't act now. So that got way better results, really good results using that in the DMs. Also, we had sales calls, people going to 15-minute sales calls to get them over the line, which worked well as well. The higher the price, the more skill required by the person in the DMs, the person on the sales call, or the copy written in the sales page. Especially when they're coming off the bench, coming off a small relationship with you. With that in mind, you can look to add them to your newsletter, your community, get them binge watching your long form content, get them trusting you, build that confidence that you can solve their problem, and then when they come to the process, they're likely not going to have as many objections. So people coming from YouTube, like there's not the same required skill to overturn objections on a sales call. You're going to close more people than if you get them from cold traffic like ads or even your short form content. It's not the same relationship. If you build a community and build it well, people will have a really strong relationship with you. They will be confident that you solve their problem, and they're likely going to be sold before you even offer.